Utah is going to have a good quarterback, even if it has to raid the state of Texas to do it. And all that's coming up after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You gotta help me with that corner shit.
What's up, kid folk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always college football related, sports related. We have a good time. Today, we need to talk about Baylor quarterback Charlie Brewer choosing to transfer to Utah just 14 hours after Texas quarterback Jaquindon Jackson also chose to transfer to Utah. This is after Utah signed a 4-star quarterback in Pete Costelli and already has former Texas quarterback Cam Rising on the roster. So that's one, that's two, that's three dudes that played in the state of Texas, 2 from the University of Texas, 1 from Baylor and Texas legacy, and Charlie Brewer, all descending upon Utah to perhaps make the Utes into, if not the best team in the Pac-12, certainly the deepest set of quarterbacks in the Pac-12. I mean, my God. Charlie Brewer led Baylor to an 11-1 regular season where they narrowly got beat out by Oklahoma for the Big 12 championship, but still managed a Sugar Bowl berth and a loss that they took to Georgia. The thing about Brewer that gives anybody cause for concern, myself included, is the hits that he's taken to the head, but he's fine. He made it through this season, if nothing else, and Baylor was bad. It's a bad situation for him now. At the time that he ended up there, it was a steal because we're talking about a dude that did not have a Power 5 offer until Matt Rule showed up. Matt Rule went to go recruit Charlie Brewer. He shows up late to a playoff game that Brewer was playing in, and he showed up so late that Brewer and the squad had already run up the score. So Rule offered Charlie Brewer without ever actually seeing him play football live. Turned out to be the best decision that Matt Rule made at Baylor University, helping flip that program into a Big 12 contender and into a New Year's Six bowl team. Remarkable what Matt Rule and Charlie Brewer were able to do. Dave Aranda comes in his first year. His first year is also during a pandemic. Puts together what I think is an outstanding staff. Manages to keep Joey McGuire on it. Add Larry Fedora and George Munoz to it. But it didn't go as planned. I think that Baylor is going to be really good defensively next year. Ron Roberts, defensive coordinator, a guy that Dave Aranda used to work for, and a guy that taught both Dave Aranda and Pete Golding, defensive coordinator at Alabama, how to do this thing called coach defense. They look really good against Oklahoma, the defense, in that they were able to spill that guard tackle counter in a very interesting and fun way. They saw themselves really having fun in that game, and I think they're going to be good. Utah has been one of which they are built in the trenches. They are built to run the ball and play run defense and try to play man on the outside with Morgan Scalley as good a defensive coordinator as there is in the country. As a matter of fact, he and Alex Grinch, I think, are the two guys that are next in line to be head coaches among defensive coordinators not named Brent Venables. Just really, what does Brent Venables want to do, right? If he wants to take that job at Auburn, which I don't think he does, but if he did, that would be it. Been talking well about Morgan Scalley for a very long time. Jimmy Lake was able to ascend to the top of that job at Washington once Chris Peterson got up. I think that's what the plan is at Utah when Kyle Whittingham decides that he's had enough at Utah. But I'm really encouraged because Utah, like Kentucky, like Baylor, like Tulsa, feel like they're just a quarterback away. If you get the right guy in there who is quarterbacking your offense in a way that allows you to sling the ball all over the yard, you're going to see good things happen. And with Charlie Brewer, you're talking about the national high school record holder for completion percentage in a season. That dude is outstanding, giving time to sling it. You don't want to drop 8 against him. You want to try to get home to him, but if you don't get home, he's going to find the open receiver. And if you have guys that can hold on to the football, he's going to make them look good. The comp for me in college, right, for Charlie Brewer is an Aaron Rodgers in that the dude moves so well and knows the offense so well that if you give him even just one good and capable all-pro at wide receiver like Devontae Adams, or you're able to put together an outstanding talent with Charlie Brewer, you're going to see good things happen at Utah because I know that they're going to be well coached on the offensive line. It's just, can they beat people in scale? And in the Pac-12 South, where you're going to contend with Arizona State, you're going to contend with USC. Arizona's going to be a rebuilding project. Colorado, we'll see. I'm not sure that Colorado's good. I think we'll find out against Texas in the Alamo Bowl. But outside of that, I think it's open to you. And I think Kyle Whittingham knows that. I think that's why he has chosen to stock the cupboard with these outstanding quarterback prospects. Again, Jaquindon Jackson was a ESPN 300 guy, right? Jaquindon Jackson at Duncanville was outstanding. And after the knee surgery, we never really got to see what he looked like at Texas. He felt like the kind of dude that was going to get moved to another position at Texas. We'll see if he gets to try and win the job at quarterback at Utah. But if he doesn't, I would not be shocked to see him as a really outstanding big play threat for the quarterback that does. That said, if he's your best athlete, I'm a big fan of putting your best athlete at quarterback. But if he's not your best quarterback, that's probably going to end up being Charlie Brewer. And if it's not Charlie Brewer, you know that the guys that beat him out are really outstanding and have come a long way. Cam Rising being one of them. I mentioned Jackson, and of course you have a freshman who gets to watch all these guys compete for the job and learn some things in Costelli. So I'm interested to see what this means for the Pac-12 in particular, because when we talk about quarterback play, it's good, it's not great. Keaton Slovis is good, he's not great. Tyler Shuck is good, he's not great. Jaden Daniels is good, he's not great. Perhaps Utah senses an opportunity here to walk in and take over the Pac-12 once again, as it did some years ago when we're talking about, compete for a national championship in like 2008. I think it's there for the Utes. I think they know it's there for them. They just need to match a quarterback with an offense that can go score 30 in a ball game, because that defense is going to get you the ball back. That defense is going to stop people from running the ball on you. I'm really excited to see how this goes for Charlie Brewer and for those quarterbacks. All right, that's it for me. Doses.